Hi, good evening. Good evening. I'm Ignatius Rafael. I'm the deep sleep and longevity coach, and I'm trying out this live broadcast through a particular platform, the Graphy platform. I want to check how it works. So today I'm going to be talking about insomnia. This live YouTube broadcast will come every Friday evening at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So you can check for your local time. And this is free for you to join. And you're free to join the community also. I will share you the details. This is the first session, so I'm just testing it out. I hope you're able to see it, and I hope I'm able to see your comments if it is live and if you're watching it live. If not, you can just type it and I will come back to you later. If I'm able to see it, then I will definitely respond as we are moving forward. So let me start straight away with my share. Okay. I'm going to do a mind map share of, I hope you're able to see me clearly, as well as the mind map itself. Okay, so we are going to be discussing insomnia today. So a lot of us, and most of us kind of know what insomnia is, but many of us don't really know the exact terms of what is insomnia, what are the types of insomnia, why does it come, the risk factors surrounding it, and how to overcome it. So this particular presentation is on understanding insomnia. I hope you find it interesting. If you do, please subscribe to this channel and follow my weekly sessions as well as tracks that I share. I look forward to interact with you live as and when it is possible. So for now, insomnia is basically a sleep disorder in which you have trouble falling and or staying asleep. Some people find it difficult to fall asleep. When I say difficult, it takes more than half an hour. If you're able to sleep between 10 minutes to 30 minutes of you lying down in bed, then you don't have insomnia. At least the onset insomnia is not there. But if it takes you more than 30 minutes, there's a possibility you have insomnia. Now, this is for falling asleep. Staying asleep is sometimes we wake up in the middle, right? And we don't fall back to sleep within 10, 15, 20 minutes. If so, if you're struggling again over 20, 30 minutes, then of course you do have insomnia. So these are the two reasons. This is basically the definition or understanding of what insomnia is. So insomnia could be acute or short term because of some temporary event or some short term event. It has affected your sleep, or it could be chronic or long term. Short term means like probably a week or two or so you've been struggling. It's not something you've struggled for months and years. Chronic and long term is definitely what you have struggled for months or years. So this is what insomnia is. I hope that is quite clear. Types of insomnia. We're going to cover now the types of insomnia. You have what is called a primary insomnia, then a secondary insomnia, and other types of insomnia. So let's look at primary insomnia. Primary insomnia is where sleep problems aren't linked to any other health condition or problem. So only insomnia is a problem. It is not linked to some other medical conditions or comorbidities and so on. While the secondary insomnia is where you have trouble getting sleep because of a health condition, specific health condition. And you have other types of insomnia. Some of them, it starts with sleep onset insomnia. That is by its own words, it means when you get to sleep, the onset of sleep, if you're finding trouble sleeping, That is sleep onset insomnia. So trouble falling asleep within 30 minutes of lying down in bed. Second, the sleep maintenance insomnia. So again, as the word suggests, you're not able to maintain your sleep. That is, continuously you're not able to sleep uh, without trouble. When I say without trouble, it's okay if you wake up once to go to the loo, you come back and within 5, 10, 15 minutes you're asleep. That's fine. So that is not a problem. But if you wake up because you need to go to the loo or whatever other reason, but you're not able to get back to sleep, you're not able to fall asleep within 10, 15 minutes, then that is sleep maintenance insomnia. Or you could have early morning awakening insomnia, terminal, that is just when it's completing, you're finding it difficult to fall asleep. Trouble staying asleep through the night or wake up too early without being able to get back to sleep. So that is sleep maintenance insomnia. Mixed insomnia is when you have trouble both falling asleep and also trouble maintaining your sleep. So that becomes mixed insomnia. So it's possible you start with one, you go to another, and then clear. So these are all things which are terminologies. The fact is, you are not able to get to sleep within 10, 15 minutes of lying down in bed, or within 10 to 15 minutes of having woken up but not getting back sleep. So if you have that problem, then that is basically insomnia. So paradoxal is when you underestimate. A lot of people say, I only slept, I hardly slept. You would have heard your parents, grandparents say that. Older people typically say, I hardly slept. But if you had peeped into their room, you would have thought that they're sleeping really well. Because when you looked in, they were sleeping. But when they wake up and they tell you, it is like, I never slept last night. It was terrible. I was awake all the time. But they were sleeping. They did not know. They underestimated the time that they have been asleep. So they felt that they have not slept properly. And it's also possible they don't have the energy, they don't feel rested. So the quality of sleep was not that good. So that is paradoxal insomnia. Idiopathic is from childhood. The term idiopathic itself is from when you're a child. So from childhood, you've got insomnia. So early in life, perhaps from birth, due to some either prenatal events or postnatal events, there has been some kind of trauma or shock which has caused this type of insomnia. So that's idiopathic insomnia. Then you have hypersomnia, where you sleep more than what is required, where you need 10 to 12 hours of sleep. So that's 1 or 2 in 100 probably would need that type of thing. That's called hypersomnia. So it's not natural, okay? So don't think, okay, 1 or 2 out of 100 get it, so it's okay, I'm one of the 100. So it's okay if I sleep 10, 12 hours. It's not like none of this is natural. So these are all forms of insomnia which needs treatment. So you either need to consult a doctor or a sleep clinic so that you understand what exactly is the problem with you. And then you go about dealing it, correcting it. Or you can come to a sleep coach, of course, like me. Okay, I'm Ignatius Raphael. I'm a deep sleep and longevity coach. So I help people identify what their problems are, whether they need medical support or they just need behavioral support or emotional support. I mean, whatever support is required for them to find their feet and get their natural sleep again. So in the other types, the seventh one is parasomnia, where it's a disruptive sleep-related disorders. So there are many like that. You would have heard of things like he sleepwalks, he sleep talks. So that is sleep terrors, where they wake up after a nightmare, they sleepwalking, nightmares, restless leg syndrome, sleep paralysis, where you feel like as though your body is paralyzed. You're conscious, but you're paralyzed. So the sleep paralysis. Now, just because it came once or twice doesn't mean you have an issue. If it recurs consistently and it's troubling you, only then it needs to be handled. If it comes once or twice and it's gone, it's over. It doesn't really matter. So don't make it into a big issue. But if it is already a big issue, then you need to look at it. Then nocturnal sleep-related eating disorder, where you feel hungry, you're raiding the fridge, you're eating things after 11 or 12 at night. Then you have a nocturnal sleep-related eating disorder. Or teeth grinding. A lot of young children have that. So that again is a possibility of, it's a type of insomnia. So these are all the various types of insomnia. We discussed about what is insomnia and what are the types of insomnia so far. I hope you've understood clearly. You can type in the chat box what you've understood so far so that I could help you if there is, I can answer it to you either now if you're watching it live or later in the post this. So why does this come? Why does insomnia happen? So here again, we have primary causes and secondary causes. Let us look at the primary ones first. Stress related to any big life events can cause insomnia, like a job loss or sudden change of residence, location, status, whatever, or the death of a loved one, divorce, moving. All of these cause environmental disturbance cause things like noise, light, smell, or temperature, which is detrimental to you getting your sleep. That can also cause this. Habits related things like jet lag because you're traveling, at night, new shift at work, mobile phone addiction, binge watching of Netflix. These are all also possible causes of why you have developed insomnia, because our body is a creature of habit. As it start, because you've got it used to a particular type of living, then it starts having problem changing that habit. So to get into a habit, you have a problem. To get out of the habit also, you'll have a problem. So it's very important to see what habit you're getting into so that it does not. Then finally, in primary causes, you have genes. So it could be that in your family, you've grown up in a family where everybody has insomnia. So you kind of, for you, it's part of life and it has got normalized, so to say. And you could be having them. When I say normalize, it doesn't mean that your body's accepted it and all the healthy effects of a natural good sleep you'll be getting. You will lose those natural effects. Okay. It's just that it's understandable why you have insomnia if you have that particular cause. So it is just that. So those are primary causes. Then you have secondary causes like health conditions. So medications, especially cold, allergies, depression, high BP, asthma. These medications can cause insomnia. Again, it's a secondary cause of pain or discomfort at night, hypothyroidism, and other endocrine problems where the hormones are not balanced. That could cause an issue. Sleep disorders like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, snoring, these can all cause insomnia. Pregnancy, PMS and menopause, asthma, arthritis. So any one of these medical conditions can cause insomnia, and of course, cancer and heartburn. So these are some of the health conditions. There may be more, but basically, for you to understand that this can also cause it. It's not an excuse, but it's a reason why it's happening, and it can help with the treatment of this insomnia. Okay. Treatment matlab not necessarily pharmacological treatment. Please understand that. The mental and emotional conditions can also affect your insomnia. Anxiety, depression, worries, your ADHD or bipolar, Alzheimer's, other types of dementia. They can all cause be secondary causes of insomnia. And again, some habits like caffeine, tobacco, any of the addictions that can also cause insomnia. So these are the causes, so why it happens, why it comes. The risk factors, we will cover how to overcome it in the end. This is just for us to give a framework of understanding insomnia, because the more you understand it, the more you know about it, it's easier to deal with that animal. Okay. And you can choose the course of action based on what you learned so far. So the risk factors are a long-term illness. If you have that, insomnia could follow. Mental health issues definitely can cause, especially when you take medications for that, then again, it kind of exacerbates the issues further. Night work, night shift work can definitely cause it, including jet lag. Uh, Traveling during the night. Then fourth is age. Older people are more risk prone to get insomnia, and more women than men are prone to get insomnia. Again, so there's a gender bias there negatively affecting women, unfortunately. So these are all the risk factors of why you might be having insomnia. And finally, how to overcome it. So to overcome it, first is something called good sleep hygiene. Good sleep hygiene is one of the most effective ways. 80 or 90% of people can be cured with just this good sleep hygiene. So please look at the factors. You can note down which of them you need to do, because you'll know that, hey, I'm not doing this, I need to get this done. If so, you can use this to understand what action you can take. So the first thing is regularity. As I told you, the body is a creature of habit. So if every night you're going to sleep around by 9:30, you switch off the lights, you wind down your day, by 10:30, you get into bed, then your body gets used to the fact that, hey, I will be sleeping by 10:30. So your melatonin production system will start kicking in from 9:30, so that you're able to get your natural sleep by 10:30. So this happens, it's like training your, I don't know if you ever trained a dog before. Our mind is just like that. It's an animal. It can be trained. Okay, regularly you do something, it'll automatically do. It won't think, it'll just do. Okay, so a fixed schedule of sleeping and waking up works wonders. Wake up without an alarm, because allow your body to get the full sleep. If you need 8 hours, if your body needs 8 hours and you have to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then 9 p.m. you should be in bed, or a little before 9 p.m. you should be in bed, so that you're up at 5 o'clock. So plan backwards based on what your body needs. You will know in a week or two how many hours your body needs naturally without being woken up with an alarm. Because when you wake up like that, you have the full energy for the day. When you wake up with an alarm, and if you have slept late, God forbid, what happens is, since you've got less sleep, you're less rested, you'll be less effective during the day. So it's good to know the duration that your body needs, and everybody needs something different. You just have to discover it yourself. So based on your energy levels when you wake up and your ability to go on till night without, having to rest, that shows you that you have that right quantity of sleep has been got. So plan your sleep time accordingly. Second, have a digital detox. No phones, no ebooks, no television before bed. It's not just a blue light, it's also the disturbance. You're allowing strangers into your head. The last 1 hour, don't allow any strangers into your head. Introspect, play with your family or pets, or just read a book in a low light or yellow light. And that way you allow your mind to play with itself rather than interact with some digital devices. Okay. Third, caffeine, nicotine, alcohol. Completely avoid caffeine 12 hours before your sleep time. So 9 o'clock is your sleep time. Your last caffeine should have been 9 in the morning. Or 10 o'clock is your sleep time, then 10 in the morning should have been your last caffeine. Nicotine and alcohol, if possible, totally avoid it. If not possible, at least give 2-3 hours break before you go to sleep, so that your mind is not filled with these chemicals and drugs. And giving you a lesser quality of sleep. Fourth, don't eat a heavy meal late in the day. So dinner should be 3 hours before bedtime. If 10 o'clock is bedtime, 7 is dinner time. There is a scientific basis behind this. I cannot go into all of this in this particular, because I'm looking at an half an hour or 45-minute live session where I take one topic and I go deeper into it. Subsequent topics, you can post me questions, you can ask me questions. I will try and answer them through this medium. I'm just checking out. This is the first day I'm checking out the medium where I'm coming in through Zoom, or through Graphy, through Zoom, and into YouTube Live. Okay, so let us see how this works. It's an experiment. If it works, great. We'll do more of it every week. Definitely once a week, I will turn up because this is working. I can see that I'm able to present. I just want to see the recording once I finish to see how well it's come out. So please bear with me, because the first one or two times I might be making mistakes, but going forward, I will get this technology ironed out properly. Thank you so much for your support. So the fourth good sleep hygiene is meals, 3 hour break, 3 hours before your dinner time. 3 hours before your bedtime. Fifth, follow a bedtime routine. That 1 hour before bed should be a very relaxing routine which helps you wind down the day and prepare you for a beautiful, restful sleep. Because this is the time when you can show self-love. This is a time when you can give gratitude to your body. It has slogged out for you during the day, your body and mind. Okay, during the day, it's been going gung-ho, it's been going, I don't know what pace you work at during the day, but whatever the pace, it is much more than what you when you sleep, obviously. So the most active phase is when you're awake. And the shift between awake time to sleep time should be like the way you cool down from your exercise time, right? There are cool down exercises. The same way you have a cool down routine, which basically helps you sign off from the day and sign in into the night. So that's some routine you have to create, which might include music, books, children, starlight, meditation, gratitude page, journaling. There are many ways of doing it. And we can discuss more in some other future episode. Number 6, your bed is not for working on your laptop, answering mails, watching television, or even reading a book. Your bed should be only for sleep or for sex. Now, because time and space have memory. Time is your regularity, so that has a memory. Your space, your bed is a sacrosanct space. If you mix it up with several other activities, you might get insomnia because your bed doesn't know whether you're reading, sleeping, watching television, or whatever, So it gets confused. So it's you should maintain the sanctity of the bed to either make love with your partner, your significant other, or to sleep. And by the way, making love is an excellent sleeping pill. It just gives you the best quality sleep that you can ever ask for. So if you have a partner and you can, show them love, caress, massage, and spend those beautiful last half an hour, 1 hour before sleep with them, with that person, that will become much more easier for you to get the perfect quality of sleep that you'll ever get. Okay, that's number 6. Number 7 is, if you are unable to sleep because you do have insomnia for either temporary or long term, get out of bed. Because your bed should not remember that you're trying to sleep. You're either sleeping or you're up. That's how the bed should remember you. So if it takes more than 20, 30 minutes, get up, sit in a chair or a sofa, read or listen to music, meditate, do whatever else which will calm you down. And when you feel ready to sleep, get into bed. Is that a good hack? Or is this a beautiful way of helping you to get the sleep that you deserve? So don't lie awake in bed for more than 30 minutes. And finally, declutter your mind. So you can declutter your mind using meditation, you could use affirmations, you could use journaling. There are many methods of decluttering. Again, each of these, there are many, many methods. We will discuss more and more of them as we go along in every episode. For now, this gives you an overall picture. Second, avoid naps during the day. Why we say that is your sleep drive is the lowest when you wake up in the morning. Now, for every hour that you're awake, the sleep drive keeps increasing till it goes so high that you have to sleep. Now, if you take a nap, and God forbid you take a long nap, which is like 2 hours, a nap is 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But if you're sleeping for 1.5 hours or 2 hours, or even half an hour or 1 hour or whatever, you're releasing the sleep pressure. When you release the sleep pressure, again it has to build up. So your night sleep may get postponed beyond 10 o'clock. 10 is the right time for you to be asleep. I know a lot of you will hate me for this because today 10 o'clock is a new 6 o'clock, I think, as far as people are concerned. It's like 6 p.m., all right? And your evening has just started, and then it goes on till 1, 2, 3, and so on. So that's great for a new fad, but it's not great for your body. And there will come a day when it derails and stops. And it may be too late, or it may be too painful to bring it back on track. My humble suggestion is to respect our body's rhythm. There is a biorhythm within us. There's an intelligence which has designed us and has built us to perform to perfection, but only if we adhere to its design. Now, when we cannot create a human being, right? Though science has progressed so much, we have no clue how to create a human being from scratch, how to get a sperm and a ovum, create a sperm, create an ovum from out of nothingness. We don't know how to do that. All right, so we depend on the creator's design to procreate as of now. All right, so there, because of which the design of the body is such a complicated, sophisticated piece of machinery, and everything is interrelated. So when we mess with its biorhythm, when we mess with the fact that there is a circadian rhythm, there is our own biorhythm, and when they overlap and match, there's a perfect synchrony, and that is where we have the perfect health and well-being. Now, when we avoid that, when we mess with it, then things go all right. That's why I say 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. is a hard stop. You should be asleep, because between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. is the best quality of sleep for repairing your organs. Otherwise, your organs are suffering, your lifespan is getting hit very, very clearly. If you're not asleep between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., your organ repair work doesn't happen. Between 3 and 5, 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. is where your REM sleep and your memory consolidation and innovation, problem solving, interrelational, clarity, all of that starts happening during that time. But the deep sleep, the deep wave sleep, which happens in the first half, because we have 5 cycles. Anyway, I'll cover that part more later. That best happens between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. That is when it happens, and wherever in the world you are, that local time, 11 p.m., 3 a.m., is where your body is aligned to that circadian rhythm. Your biorhythm and the circadian rhythm talk to each other. And it helps your body to decide what happens when. And that cleansing and repair time is not given to the body when we are awake at that time. And that is what causes a lot of lifestyle diseases today. Because people think it's a fashion to stay awake late. My body is like that. I'm a night owl, or I'm a night warrior, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, you may beat your chest and show a lot of bravado, but your body is taking a hit. That is going to backfire on you someday. It may be not be 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years. But when it bites back, just hope that it doesn't completely take you away and gives you a chance to redeem yourself. So avoid naps during the day because your sleep time will definitely get postponed. Get regular exercise. At least 30 minutes of intense exercise every day is extremely critical. And that should not be 3 to 4 hours before your bedtime. Okay, because if you do that, then you've energized yourself to be awake for much longer. So your body finds it difficult to slow down and shut down. Okay, light exercise which brings out your core body temperature is okay, but intense exercise definitely not okay 3 hours before bedtime. Then prepare your bedroom environment. Let it the bedroom environment should be uh, dark, completely dark when you're going to bed. Light should be cut out. Noises shouldn't be there. Unpleasant smells shouldn't be there. So you can use a sleeping mask, and to cover up sounds, you can try earplugs, because this will give you a nice, completely cozy sleep environment. And finally, meet a doctor or sleep coach if your insomnia does not get corrected by the tips I've offered so far. If you're able to correct it by this, fantastic, excellent. Please put a comment below and share with others so that they can also enjoy this. Otherwise, if you still have a problem or you need more information, you can either contact directly me or a sleep doctor and get yourself checked so that you are able to lead life fully. I would love that. I'm going to stop the share. I'm basically doing this to, educate people on what quality of life you can have if you just do those small minor corrections to your schedules. Because just imagine if you go to bed at 12 p.m. and you wake up at 7:30 a.m. You're getting your 7.5 hours. You may think that, hey, I'm getting my 7.5 hours, but my time, that 10 p.m. to 12 midnight, is extremely important to me. It's quiet. I'm able to think. I'm able to study. I'm able to do this or that, whatever. If that is your thought process, I would highly suggest that you reconsider, because between 11 p.m. and 12 midnight, that is the time when you're awake, certain organs should have got repaired. But because you were awake, it did not get repaired. So if you're going to be awake till 1, 2, or 3, those organs are not getting repaired. Unfortunately, our body is so sophisticated and so smart, it doesn't collapse the first day that you don't, follow that rhythm. It doesn't collapse even after 1 year or 2 years or 5 years. But when it collapses, it causes massive damage. And it could be death also. And that is the sad part of it. This is what has woken me up to this problem. And this is why I'm trying to pass on this message as much as possible to all of you, so that you understand that there is a biorhythm, there is a circadian rhythm. We need to align ourselves so that we can get the best of both worlds. Our work schedules, our study schedules, our friends' schedule, the universe doesn't bother about it. It's only we who are bothered about it. We are bothered about it only now, at this time. 2 years later, 5 years later, we'll have different job, different friends, okay, and different priorities. And all of this won't matter at all. But today it looks like, oh, this is the central thing in my life and I need to give it my all. I don't care about my sleep. And you go ahead like a bull in a china shop. And that is a very, very unfortunate thing. So I'd like you to wake up to the fact that we need to respect our body. We need to respect the biorhythm. We need to respect the circadian rhythm and live a healthy life. If you can live up to 100 or 110 and you can run a marathon at 100 because you're fit, you're energetic, you're productive, you're fully there. Just imagine. So if you're 30 or 40 now, imagine what life will be when you're 80. If you're 30 today, 80 is 50 years away. You would have a castle or a chalet in Mars, your own property. Okay, you'll be traveling from this planet to that planet to Earth and back. It's going to happen. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. That's how fast technology is moving. Just look back 20 years back. What are the things that today you consider normal? It was not there 20 years back. It was not even imaginable 20 years back. But today, it is a norm. It's something that anybody, even the poorest person, can afford to do. Like a mobile phone, making a video call to somebody 10,000 kilometers away, and actually seeing what they're having for breakfast or lunch. That was not possible 20, 30 years back, but today it is. And it has completely transformed what we take for granted. Okay. I mean, these are all things like it's part of our life. It's not magical. It's not something wildly out of our imagination. So, what today we think that I'll have a house in Mars and I will be taking vacation to different planetary systems. Now, today it looks fantastical, but it could be a reality. Whether you're going to holiday in Mars or not, there are so many experiences that you're going to have, okay, over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And why should you cut your life short by 20, 30, 40 years? Why? Why should you force? It's like literally poisoning yourself, right? Slowly, so that you leave early. I don't know. I feel it's one life. I don't know if I'll be born again. I know I have this life and I want to maximize this life. I want to run a full marathon at the age of 100. Okay, so that means I'd like to live up to 100 plus. I like to be strong. I like to be active. I like to be productive. I like to travel. All of this I want to do. I want to see so many countries, so many things I've not seen. Okay, so many experiences not had. And I'm greedy. I want to do as much as possible, for which I need to keep my body and mind in a good position. I cannot afford to muck it up and then say I will do all of this. I will not be able to do that, right? Anyway, so sorry for the rant. This is Ignatius Raphael. I'm the deep sleep and longevity coach. I look forward to meeting up with you again. I don't know if there's a way that we can actually see each other and chat. If so, I would try and create that through this particular medium. Look forward to catching up again with you. Please hit subscribe and share it with your friends, and let's catch up again. Thank you all very much. Bye-bye. And I'm going to stop the recording.